It's the
Dazzle and Crow
Save the World's podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Dazzle and Crow Save the World's podcast, an actual play tabletop RPG podcast featuring kids as the players. My name's Voivode, and I'll be the GM. One of our players is
Dazzle
and the other is
Crow.
This is our 5th episode and the first part of our Fate Accelerated game. Girls, how are you doing today?
Yay!
Yay?
Yay, it rained!
Yay, it rained. Yeah, it's been pretty hot and dry here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you excited?
Basically Arizona weather.
Basically, I don't know if it's quite Arizona weather.
More very hot Seattle weather.
So, what we're going to get started with is figuring out the game we're going to be playing. And I know you guys were interested in a kind of wizarding school situation.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So let's talk about that. So where should this wizard school be?
Planet Bob.
No, not Planet Bob.
You have an idea for a name for a planet? Sure.
Could it be? I meant sort of like where on Earth, but...
Oh, okay. I guess.
What do you think? You don't have to raise your hand. You can just talk.
Underground.
Underground?
Deep, deep, deep.
Yes.
Where you would expect there to be magma. And then there's a whole different world under there.
Underground wizard school.
No, well, wizard realm.
A whole realm
Yes, there's a whole realm down there.
with a school?
Yes.
Yeah. It's for the wizards.
Because
Well, yeah.
if they were just walking around, you'd be like, oh my gosh, is that a wizard? Oh my gosh, that totally is. Oh my gosh, did she turn that building into a stone?
So, I mean, there's multiple ways we could do it, right? So there's like setting it so that the wizard world is separated from the modern world.
It totally is.
And then there's like pretending like what if we were, well, it's assuming we're talking about modern times, but it could be in a modern world that's different from ours where there is magic.
I want an underground realm.
An underground realm where wizards go to be separate from normal humans.
Yeah.
Exactly, they have their whole planet Earth down there.
They have their whole own planet Earth.
Yes, they've painted the butt. If you dig deep enough, you'll see blue paint.
If you meet the what?
Dig
There's-
deep enough.
there's
Oh, if
fake
you dig
sky.
deep enough, you find blue paint.
There's a fake magic sky.
What if they were like on the inside of the sphere of Earth and there was like a sun inside the Earth?
Ooh, I have an
Or
idea.
it was like a different dimension?
Yes,
Ooh,
different dimension.
I have an idea. How about the different dimension is inside the core of the Earth?
Well, if it's in a different dimension, it's not really inside the Earth. It's like in a different place that's sort of connected somehow we don't understand.
Yeah.
Time portals.
Time portals. We're bringing up a lot of different things.
Regular portals.
Regular portals, not
That
tiny
lead to
portals.
different dimensions.
Huh?
That lead to different dimensions.
Oh, okay. So regular portals that lead to different dimensions. And the wizard school is in one of these different dimensions.
Uh-huh.
But there are other different dimensions too?
Yeah.
Okay, so wizard school in another dimension. But like, so do you guys come from, your characters, I should say, do your characters come from modern day Earth?
Yes.
No.
No?
They come from that wizarding place.
Yes,
They
they were
come
born
Okay,
there.
well,
they were
but
born
they
there.
could come from either.
Yes, they were born there, though.
But well, maybe one of you will be born on normal Earth, quote unquote, and one of you will be born in the wizarding dimension.
Ooh,
I
wouldn't
call
be
that can be-
wizarding
I want
dimension.
normal Earth then.
Okay, well, we'll sort that out when we get to players.
I'm a weird Earthling that somehow is...
Okay. So we've got that. So that's a pretty good start. Okay, what problem are your characters going to be dealing with? Is it just as simple as getting used to going to school, or is there something big going on?
Humans are finding out about this dimension.
Don't raise your hand, just talk.
Humans are finding out about this dimension and they want to take over it so that they can please their master.
Yes.
Does humans have a master?
Yeah, humans are now weird alien things that all follow their master.
Okay,
Their
well, let's not go that far. Let's just stick with humans are causing trouble for the wizard dimension school thing. We'll keep it a little bit vague for now. Okay, so we know where we're at, we know sort of what's going on there, and then we need to establish some faces and places, as the fate system says. So, who are some people you might interact with?
A teacher.
The principal.
The principal? Alright, so let's start with the principal. What can you guys tell me about the principal?
The principal
He's
is
5 feet tall. No, 100 feet tall.
100 feet tall or 5 feet tall? And Crow, what were you going to say?
15 feet tall.
he when someone gets sent there for trouble, he is not happy.
It's a he.
No.
And is very stern.
Yeah, when someone gets into trouble.
Other times he's very, very nice.
All right. So one of the things I was thinking about is it might be fun to have some of the characters not be humans. Like maybe they could be talking animals, or
We also have pets.
Can we have pets?
I don't know about pets.
That won't help me at all.
We'll get there. We'll get to pets maybe. We'll see. I know everybody loves pets. But let's keep talking about the people and places in the school dimension. So there's a principal, and you guys had several different ideas about how large or small the principal
How
might
about
be.
15 feet?
15, that's deal.
15 feet, so it's a giant.
Yeah.
And it's just a human.
No, he's actually really tall, but not that wide.
So he's very tall and very thin.
Yes, like a pencil.
Pencil
More
thin.
like a spaghetti noodle.
I don't think we're going all the way down to spaghetti noodle. That's hard for me to imagine. But we can go with pencil thin.
Okay.
All right. Does the principal have a name?
Yes.
Mr. Mustache.
Hey, I don't want it to be Mr. Mustache.
What do you want the principal's name to be?
Mr. Potato.
How about Mr. Potato Mustache?
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Potato Mustache.
All right. So we've got Mr. Potato Mustache. You said you wanted a teacher? Mm-hmm. What should the teacher be like?
Mrs. Elephant.
Is she a talking elephant?
Yeah, she barely fits in the school.
So Ms. Elephant? Mm-hmm. And what is Ms. Elephant a teacher of?
Talking animal care.
Talking animal care?
Pet care.
Well, let's say magical animal care.
Class is required if you have a pet.
So you're really hung up on this pet thing, huh? All right. So we've got Mr. Potato Mustache, the principal, and Ms. Elephant, the teacher of magical animal care. What about some places we should have?
Oh, we should tell you the school.
Well, yeah, the school. Does the school have a name?
Yes.
School.
No.
The school of wizarding and other magical stuff.
Wizarding and
How about wizarding?
Wizarding and witching.
No, wizarding and other magical stuff. I don't
No,
want to be
wizarding and witching. And
So, like, some things use wizard for boys and witch for girls. Do you guys really want to have different terms?
No, I don't.
Or
I want them all to be called wizards, and if they're evil, be called witches.
evil ones are witches?
Yeah, and witches aren't allowed here because they're evil.
Crow's not in for that. What's your thought, Crow?
My thought is that there are some people who want to be witches, which don't really make potions more, and I don't think wizards do that much.
Witches that men are usually known for making potions and not for being evil.
What if we just keep the words wizard and witch out of it and make it a school for magic or spellcraft or enchanting?
Enchanted.
Enchanted castle.
Enchanting castle?
No, enchanted castle.
Well, that sounds like a castle that's enchanted, not a castle that teaches you magic.
Castle Mister.
Enchanted
Well,
High.
schools have names like school or academy or
Ooh.
university.
Enchanted High. Enchanted
or-
High.
Oh,
Enchanted High.
how about school?
No,
No,
Enchanted
I
High.
already rejected school, and I'm gonna reject school as well. No thanks.
I have an
More.
idea.
How
Give me a
about-
name.
how about
It could be like a person's
Enchanted
name.
High.
Enchanted
no,
High.
I don't like that. Magic?
Magic
Oh.
High. I want there to be a high in it.
No, I don't want high.
What's the?
I feel like it should teach all grade. I think it should.
Potato mustache.
I
What
think-
about Mustache's Magical Academy?
Yeah,
Okay.
Mustache's Magical Academy.
Mustache's Magical Academy.
What do you think what do you think's for lunch? Is the lunch lady mean?
Do we need to establish a lunch lady character?
Yes.
I want a lunch gentleman because I haven't seen lunch.
A lunchman?
Yes.
Lunchman, and what's his last name?
Lunchman Bob.
No.
No, you always want it to be Bob.
How about Fred?
How about a last name?
Yes, Fred can be a last name.
Fred's not a last name. Fred's a first name.
Unicorn.
Lunchman Unicorn?
Yes.
Yes. Honestly, it's amazing.
Lunchman Unicorn? What's Lunchman Unicorn like?
Spaghetti.
No, his food isn't usually very good because he usually uses magic to create it, and he's not very good at that.
So he's a bad food magician?
Occasionally he makes spaghetti.
Okay, so that means we need a cafeteria as one of our places, right?
Yes, and we also need classrooms.
Well, yeah, obviously there are going to be classrooms, but we're kind of calling out like the bigger places where you guys are going to end up a lot. Whereas if we called out each individual classroom, I don't know if we would end up using them. Crow.
Schoolyard.
Schoolyard?
Yeah.
Is there something special about the schoolyard?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It has enchanted grass,
What?
so it doesn't burn.
No.
No.
I want it to just be a very pretty and large area around the school.
Okay, well, we'll leave it. We can fill in more aspects and things about these places later. We don't necessarily have to spell them all the way out right now. One other thing I wanted to ask is how serious does conflict get? Like, probably, like, in terms of TV shows you like, do people fight, but they only get bonked around and they don't ever really get hurt that bad?
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
It's real. There are only a few places where the school hasn't managed to put safety barriers, and when kids find that, there can be huge magical fights.
Okay, so magical safety zones are part of the school.
Just in case.
But like,
Because if they have magic and they could be extra strong,
so wait, say if they have magic, what?
They could
they could hurt people even more than regular schools.
Okay, so on campus it's pretty safe, but on campus magic can get pretty dangerous.
Yes, and some spots on campus are unguarded.
But like the thing I was asking more is, so obviously everyone's gonna stay alive in this game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So fights can't get too rough.
Yeah.
Unless somebody's found an unmagic protected area.
Okay. So
In
we're
which-
reserving that as an option.
Yes.
Okay.
And even then, there are spells that are healing spells.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, at the nurse's office.
Okay, I think we've got enough about the world for a start. So why don't we talk about your characters? Do you have names in mind? Crow.
Skip me, I'm still thinking.
Still thinking. Dazzle? You guys got names?
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Zora.
Zora? Even though you have a cousin named Zora?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of you, so you're Zora. Do you have a last name, Zora?
Still thinking on that.
Okay. Well, we can get started with Zora. All right. We didn't discuss that. Does the school have uniforms?
Yes.
Yes. What do the uniforms look like?
There are two different options. There's a robe of uniform,
And,
and there's also like a regular school uniform cape. Well, like cloaks. So you have an option.
yeah. And the
Okay.
cloaks are enchanted so they're waterproof, so you don't have to worry about the rain.
We're starting with what it looks like. Mm-hmm. So there's Zora, and does she wear the robes or the normal school uniform, which is like pants and a white shirt, and maybe the logo of...
There's also an option for
Mr. Potatoes, or Mustache's Magic School. Is it Mr. Mustache's Magic School, or just Mustache's Magic School?
Mr. Mustache's.
All right.
She wears the second option.
So she wears like a dark pair of pants, a light shirt, and a cloak. All right, and it's got the Mr. Mustache logo on the
cape.
On the cape, on the back. Okay. And did you come up with a name yet, Dazzle?
Yes.
What?
Eleanor.
Eleanor. Nice. And what does Eleanor wear? Robe or cloak?
She wears the cloak, but you can't really tell what she's wearing under it because she chose the extra large size.
She has big floppy clothes?
No, she chose the large size and cape.
So why didn't she just choose the robes?
So you can't see what's underneath it.
But you can't see what's underneath the robes.
But if you can see what's underneath that.
Okay, so she's got... Wait, what?
She's wearing a cloak around her body, so you can't see what's underneath it unless she needs to use her hands or something.
Oh, and then she opens it up. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've got Zora and Eleanor, both cloak-wearing students of Mr. Mustache's Magic School, or Magic Academy. Mr. Mustache's Magic Academy. And so we need to know, we need to get what they call a high concept. So it's like, what would you tell somebody this character was? So what would you tell someone about Eleanor?
Skip. Pass until I haven't thought of anything yet.
Okay, Cora, what do you think?
Sometimes...
So wait, we know that she's from the wizard dimension. And we know that she's a magic student.
Sometimes a bit mischievous.
So she's a mischievous magic student from the wizard dimension?
Sometimes she's mischievous. Sometimes she's trying to get other people to stop being mischievous. And sometimes she's just trying to do good.
What about mercurial? That's a word that means a person changes how they behave a lot.
Uh-huh.
So she's a mercurial magic student from the magic dimension? Mm-hmm. So we got one that's a mercurial magic student from the magic dimension, and then we've got another magic student who is from the earth dimension. And
who was born a human but somehow got magical powers. Somehow. And was born with purple hair.
So, okay. So she's purple-haired, too big cloak. She's a magic student from the Earth dimension with mysterious powers.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's pretty good. I think that's a good start. We need to then figure out what your character's trouble is. So, like, what about their personality gets them into trouble? What do you can just talk. You don't have to raise your hand.
Being mischievous, sometimes people catch her. Not all the time, but sometimes.
We usually phrase it more narratively, I think. So it would be like, often in the principal's office. Okay.
Yes.
And what do you think about Eleanor?
I had one more thing for the first thing. She often wears her hood up, so you can't really tell that she has purple hair.
Okay.
She's very clumsy, so she often ends up in the nurse's office.
Okay. Accident prone.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we need to figure
out... She's also
out...
very mad when people don't follow rules.
What's that?
She's very mad when people don't follow the rules.
Okay. So she is also a stickler for rules. Mm-hmm. Okay. The last thing we need to figure out is how your character's stats break down. So you can just choose, or you can choose from the kind of standard sets they have. And the standard sets are the Brute, which is best at being forceful, careful, and flashy. The All-Star, that's best at being quick, forceful, and flashy. The Trickster, who's best at being clever, sneaky, and flashy. The Guardian, who's best at being careful, forceful, and clever. The Thief, who's best at sneaky, careful, and quick. and the swashbuckler, who's best at flashy, quick, and clever.
I don't think any of those.
I like the thief.
You want to be the thief?
I'm mischievous sometimes, so it sort of fits my actions. And also, I like being careful, clever, and sneaky.
Yeah, they seem like a good match for how you want to play your character.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be clever and quick because she can teleport, but when she runs, she doesn't do well.
Okay, so for you, we're going to just build it as we go. So the thing you want to be most is quick?
No, clever.
Clever. Okay, so you get a 3 in clever. You can go ahead and mark that down.
Where do I... that in that box?
Yeah, but plus 3 in that box. And then you get to pick 2 at 2. So which are the next 2 that you want to be good at?
I want to be quick and when needed, sneaky.
Quick and sneaky?
When needed. Doesn't usually need it.
Actually, I sort of want to be like Dazzle.
Oh, okay. You guys want to have the own things you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, you guys just do the same things in game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better to be different, not to be just the same. And what I would say, Daphne, with you choosing quick and sneaky, those are the 2 things, or some of the things that Cora are best at.
Plus the clever.
I wrote those down.
I
wrote those down.
So you're going to choose quick and sneaky either way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you get to put 1 in careful, well, 1 of each. You get 2 ones, careful, flashable, or forceful.
I want to do careful. What's flashy mean?
Like you're good at doing flashy things, like performing or talking to people, or...
And forceful?
Like, forceful is like fighting. So I will say that neither of you have a character that's very good at fighting, if you're going to get into fights.
I'm gonna fight if needed, and I'm not very flashy.
Okay, yeah, so you're a 0 in flashy.
Ooh, I think Cora could be really flashy.
The one that
With the
Cora chose only has a 1 in flashy.
Well, honestly, I think if she was that kind of character, that she would be super flashy.
I mean, it's her decision about her character, not yours. So
I
focus
know,
on
but
you.
I'm just telling her. Cora, I think it'd be your character
When
would go
I'm
well.
trying to, I can be flashy.
Does that mean like a 2?
But it's like, I'm not very good at it when I'm not trying.
Okay, well, why don't we just go through and do it by the numbers, Cora? So what do you want to be best at? Put a 3 in it. You want to be best at sneaky?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get 2 2s. So where are you going to put the 2s? Okay, so you're not really changing much up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get 2 1s and a 0. Okay, so I'll just say it one last time. When you guys have skills that overlap that closely, you're going to end up trying to do the same thing, and it's going to be hard for your characters.
Forceful to flashy.
So you're going to change what to what?
I can be flashy, but I don't like to be.
Okay.
And I'm not good, and I can't be forceful. Well, I could be.
So you just swapped a 0 and a 1?
Yes.
Okay. It makes more difference if you swap bigger numbers than smaller numbers, but that's fine. I'm not going to force you guys to change. Just, think
That wasn't good. Changed back because I don't have any unforceful.
Yeah.
Well, crow.
Okay. Well, we may tweak these a little bit between now and the time we play, but for now, I think we'll wrap up the session. We have Eleanor and Zora, the 2 wizards.
Down?
Sorry, what?
Should I write my name?
You could? Yeah.
I think I've thought of the last name.
Okay. What's the last name?
Actually, I think I might swap out the first name instead. Esmeralda.
Esmeralda's a pretty good wizard name. So it's Esmeralda and Eleanor. All right.
Oh,
so,
I need a last name. I want a last name.
Well, you have between now and the next session to figure out your last name.
I have a last name, but nobody ever knows it because I'm not willing to share it.
Me too.
No?
Guys.
You can't be exact.
And you
Corey,
can't...
you have Zora.
Like, withholding information isn't a good way to play the game.
No, like, I'm never going to tell anyone.
Yeah,
I did.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. But Anyways, I think we'll wrap up here for now. We'll do a little bit more to flesh out our characters and our world, and then we'll get playing next time. Thank you for joining us for the Dazzle and Crow Save the Worlds podcast. If you're enjoying this podcast, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Even a small amount of financial support will go a long way towards helping us pay the cost of hosting, upgrade our equipment, and continue to put time into this project.
Additionally, a donation to charity on our behalf would also be greatly appreciated.
Either way, we'll give you a shout out for your generosity on the podcast.
You can find links to our Patreon and charitable campaign on our website at stickprincess.com, or just visit us on Facebook. Our theme music is Shanti by Roll Music, used under the Creative Commons Attribution License. We
hope you'll join us for our next episode.